Welcome back to the split screen experience. If you're new to this intro, this is a new intro because Andrew is not with us today for episode 25. We've made it 25 weeks.
R.I.P. to the homie.
3 people with me, as you just heard. Coleman's one of them.
What's up?
You already know the skip.
They got Skippy
And as always, the ever talented Jarrett.
and Jarrett. So it's 4 of us today. No Andrew, once again. But pretty big week for Coleman and Skippy today. As we're recording this, college football is available for the pre-order to play.
Best game ever. There's already 500,000 people online at a sports game. That's pretty damn good, I'd say. And that's, pre-order. So for all those poor broke souls out there that don't get it for another 3 days, may God have mercy on your soul.
Jesus Christ. I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. Like, let's be honest. Like, I'm so worried that it's just gonna be a Madden copy. I'm scared to pre-order. I haven't pre-ordered it. I've been hesitant. I won't lie.
It is in fact not a Madden copy. Can't confirm.
Is Road to Glory any good?
Haven't started yet,
Oh,
but it will be.
Quite
should've
literally load the game up like 10 minutes ago.
well, he should be halfway. He should be halfway through his high school career by now. But I know they're not doing that. So
No, the first thing he did was put UCLA back in the
Yeah, I
Pac-12.
put everyone back. UCLA's back in the Pac-12. Pac-12's back. Fucking Texas is back in the Big 12. They don't deserve to be in the SEC. I fixed things.
the world is right.
Unlike what EA and Ubisoft do their servers, I can fix stuff.
Yeah, guys, I definitely play a lot of sports games. The last game I played definitely wasn't like 2014 FIFA or like 2007 NASCAR on the PS2. Go to game.
I told Coleman we shouldn't, or not Coleman. I told Skippy that Party Animals Buzzball should be a sport.
The only way that's a sport is for my heart because my blood pressure rises so much it beats in 1,000 times a minute.
What are you talking about? When your teammates knock you out, Cole. But who am I? What was that, guys? What was that?
I'll just be sitting there minding my own goddamn business, trying to stop the ball, and I see 3 fluffy cats or dogs just jump, kick, and then knock me to the other side of the map. And they're usually all my teammates. And then the screaming ensues, and my blood pressure rises, and I feel a heart attack coming on.
The problem with that game is that everybody looks similar. So, like, how can you tell the difference, honestly, sometimes?
Well,
The names above their heads.
They don't always pop up.
Everybody chooses a different animal, so obviously you're known as ground beef. I am. You just see the big blue shark that's probably either getting yeeted off the map, or
Instantly.
I'm getting gang banged by like 5 people at the same time. But
I play as the pork. I play as the Spartacus pork.
Oh,
that's nice, buddy.
it's
That's me.
fun. It's a fun game. Like, for what we play it as, like, once or twice a month anymore. It gets the entertainment.
Yeah.
Value.
That like month where we played it like twice a week. Too much.
Way too much.
Well, I wonder why, Harmon. It was the only game you would play.
Because it was the only game that ran coherently on my laptop through cloud gaming.
That's your fault for using cloud gaming. Cloud gaming is
True.
ass. And always
I
will be.
had to because of my job situation.
You just simply don't have a job at that
True.
point.
Or not play video games at said job.
I mean, you didn't have a job at that, like, 8-month span. Like, did you really do anything?
I moved the camera.
Yes. Good for you.
I mean, it was fun. I enjoyed the people that I worked with. They were all pretty cool.
Call them out.
And
Call 'em
getting
out by
paid
name.
8 hours work for 2 hours of actual work.
Hey,
And then
some
4 hours of
days it
manga
was
reading.
4.
That's the ultimate
Ooh.
system cheese.
You were one step below OnlyFans.
No.
Or I guess one step above.
He actually opened up an OnlyFans account and he was selling feet on his breaks. Like he was selling his feet pics. We just don't know about it.
My feet.
Somebody
that's what you
does.
think.
Some really, really weird 40-year-old man.
Probably.
And then in 3 years, it'll become the next sketch. And you're going to be like, I did not have relations with that man. Okay, maybe I did.
Let's go back to video games. Or anything else. Coleman, what have you been playing?
Oh my god, we've gotten a lot back into Siege recently. I've been diddling around with Elden Ring a little bit here and there. I'm starting to taper out again because I'm getting lost in the capital. I think that's pretty common.
Lost or bullied?
More so lost.
The trumpet guys are like taking him out into a random alley in the capital, and they're just beating his kneecaps until he submits each time.
The trumpet guys are easy. Like, okay, let's be honest. Like, I am way too over leveled. Like, I'm in the 90s. Like, I'm up there. The simple
That's
bosses,
what you think.
the simple bosses are not the boss. The simple enemies are fucking nothing. You start getting into some of your more like unique enemies, and they will do some work.
I can't wait till you get to the Hallig tree. If you ever get to that point.
Yeah, give me like 2 years.
Game's been out for 2 years.
Don't yell at me. Oh no.
Jared, you were gonna say something?
No, I was just gonna bring it up. We talked, or Skippy brought up 40-year-old man kind of thing. But how does it make you guys feel that within like 17 years we're gonna be that 40-year-old man?
I hope not.
Well, not necessarily that 40-year-old man, but I'm just a 40-year-old man in general. Like we're close. We're close. Like
We're
is
halfway there.
I'm there mentally.
Yeah.
you're actually add about 40 more to that. You'd be like 80 at this point. Maybe the 65. You might be getting ready to get Social Security at this point. I
Christ.
think.
Give me a couple years.
Think we'll still be playing Rainbow Six Siege in the year
No, if I'm
2040?
playing
No.
Siege beyond the next 5 years, there's no hope in my life.
No.
All hope's
Ubisoft-
gone, lights
you-
out.
Ubisoft is definitely going to take those servers down within like 10 years. I'm going to guess.
Yeah,
Probably
for
even
Rainbow
more.
Six Siege 2. It's the same maps, but at night.
So, Skippy, I just want to go back to college football. So, somebody tweeted, so trying to play college football 25 and literally nothing works. Dynasty Cloud, unavailable. Ultimate Team, unavailable. All due to the servers being down. Road to the
Oh,
college
yeah.
football playoffs, unavailable. Jesus Christ.
You
Were
gotta
they
play
that-
offline right now.
Was it that unprepared, or is just that many
It's EA
people?
Coleman. Unfortunately, they don't have servers that are really good ever for anything.
That's
And their
the
game
EA
launches are
experience.
historically awful.
Well, I was gonna say what? There's the original Battlefields just launched there a few months ago, and the same thing happened, didn't it? Like,
Talking
just
about Battlefront.
work. Yeah.
Well, that's because they use the old servers and we're like, this is a great idea.
Yeah, they're just like, hey, we're not going to revamp that, and we're just going to use like 16 servers at launch, and that's going to accommodate all the hype that we've been generating about this game. But then nobody's going to know that they're absolute dog shit compared to the old one. But
So-
that's the EA experience. They're going to release a game. It's not going to have a good launch, and then they're going to give it a couple months, and then they're going to cut it out from underneath of everybody.
So why has it been in like recent years? It feels like all these games are like hyping up like day one, and then day one happens, and they're like, "Man, we were totally not prepared for all these people to come in after hyping it up."
It's because they're marketing like they just don't. I honestly don't think that their business segments like I don't think they're like realizing their marketing teams like ambitions. Like they're like, oh yeah, hey, this is what we're making. This is what's happening. Oh yeah, we're so hyped. We're so hyped. And then the development team is just like not even paying attention. They're just like in their code caves, like haven't seen their families in like a year. And then finally the game comes out, and everybody's like, "This is not what we were promised." And it's like, valid. I don't think the companies just have that synergy anymore.
I think they spend way too much on marketing and not enough on server maintenance.
That's true.
Especially when most of their big games are single player. I mean, yeah, you have Madden and now NC25 and like FIFA, but unless it's like a sports game, which generally doesn't have that many active players.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, right now it has almost 1 million or 500,000, I guess, at last noted. On day one, 3 hours in, Madden generally probably doesn't have that many. NHL's never getting that many. FIFA might, but it's also worldwide servers more than just American servers. But the rest of the games like Sims, that's on your computer. I mean, yeah, it connects to online, but it doesn't have that same processing power. all of the old like Battlefield's technically EA, I guess, but I don't know if they use Battlefield servers like DICE servers or EA's. But most of their big games, I feel like, are they publish them and they don't worry about servers. So now that they're actually managing a server for the first time, that probably getting way more traction than they thought. They just weren't prepared.
Right. Yeah. So it's just like these companies just aren't prepared for like the large influx of gamers.
Or it's just they're not prepared, or it's more like, oh yeah, we're prepared, but somewhere along the lines, somebody fucked up the server code. So then, like, oh yeah, zero's not actually supposed to be zero, it's supposed to be this, and then you have to go through all the lines of code, and you're like, well, you're having your entire development team sit there and be like, you know, that bottle of Jack's looking really nice right now.
And Jared, it's not a bottle jack. They're coders. It's a straight up line. They have a bag with a giant like spoon, like a wooden spoon. Just
They got
oh
they
yeah.
got they got a tequila drip on standby too. They're just sitting
Yeah.
there like, and then fucking Adderall pills everywhere. Fucking
Unprescribed Adderall, yes.
yes, it's the gift that keeps on giving, Clock.
How do we feel about Xbox Game Pass raising their rate again?
Wish they
Very
won it.
disappointing.
I'm not happy.
What was it before? I just read the email today saying it was like,
$16.99 to 20 or to $19.99.
Yeah, it's
I
getting
remember when it
close
used
to being canceled.
to- I don't see, but I feel like I'm too far in to cancel it. Like I've just got too many games that I play or that we play that you just can't get rid of it.
Well, you just gotta go through some. I mean, like Siege and stuff. I'm assuming you have a copy of it somewhere.
I might have the Xbox One version disc somewhere.
I mean, I don't think that matters.
Like some of the other stuff, like you just have to really give it a look. Like unless you don't own Master Chief Collection, unless you don't own a lot of the games, then maybe it's worth it. Like I feel like for me going forward, it's gonna be like I'm not gonna have Game Pass on all the time. Like it might be like so like later in the year when like Indiana Jones comes out, I might like resume my Game Pass, but like shelling out $20 a month for that, and then you got to think of all the other streaming services. Like I got Prime, I have Hulu, Crunchyroll. Pretty much, they're just starting to add up to the point where it's like I'm spending too much money on these services.
The big thing with Game Pass though is you're gonna need it no matter what. It's just what tier you're gonna get. Because the one that most people have is the Ultimate, which that's the ones that went from 16 to 9 or 16 to 20. But that has all the things that you mostly want, which is the expanded library and then day one releases. So you can go down to like the standard, I think, but you don't get any of the day one releases. I don't think you have the full catalog either. I think you just have a couple of like games, which is kind of like iffy. But I mean, if you really wanted to do it, you can go down to just like I think it's legit just called Game Pass Basic, which is what Gold used to be, which is still stupid that you're required to pay a monthly fee to play an online game that you
That's
already
gonna be
bought
my
for
other
60
question. Like
bucks.
I couldn't remember if like because most of these games seem to be like they're offloading like the servers and stuff like server access. Like I didn't like First Descendant. I wasn't sure if like you had to have like a ultimate or like a tier of Game Pass subscription. But like yeah, the fact that you got to pay for it even though you spend all this money on consoles and shit is ridiculous.
Yeah, you're required to have. If you want to play online games, spend $10 a month so you can play Xbox Live.
I mean, this is just basically gold.
It is gold. They literally like, yeah, we're getting rid of gold. Oh, guess what? Here's Game Pass, and now you're required to have it, even though you spent $400 on this game on your console, plus another $70 on a game. Oh, and you need internet now, so here you go, because every game requires internet.
Of course.
So
Moving forward,
fucked.
it's gonna be oh yeah, you bought this game disc. Well, guess what? It's only got the access code, so you got to download it from the internet. Like all right,
And we can take it off at any time.
people need to get used to not owning their games.
Well,
need
you've
a
been a
rec-
bit quiet.
I need a I don't know. I don't have much to say. These two are doing pretty well, but you know, I'm gonna throw out a question. I need help. What should I watch next? I finished my last anime, and I have a feeling I know what one person's gonna say. But give me a
Okay,
recommendation.
what have you watched recently?
JoJo's
There it is.
Bizarre Adventure. It doesn't matter.
It all three of us are gonna recommend it.
Yep. Then
Did you start Hell's Paradise?
I have not.
You need to watch that.
Maybe I'll get on that. I think The Boys is gonna be this week, and then after that, I'm gonna start another anime.
Boys is pretty good. I think Thursday is going to be a pretty. I'm pretty sure Thursday is going to be the season finale. I think, and I'm expecting it to be pretty wild. It's been pretty wild. It's been a pretty wild season, to be honest. But
Excited to get into it.
I know we were talking the other day. I do recommend the Bear Show. That's been pretty good.
Yeah. You know what? I've seen clips of it for so long now, and I really do want to watch it. It's just one of those things I just haven't got to it.
Like it's definitely got a different feel, but I'm enjoying it quite a bit.
Well, from the little bit I've seen of Shameless and whatnot, and like, I want to watch the Iron Claw movie, but like who's the actor? I don't know his name.
Isn't it Zac Efron? Or am I tripping?
No. From the Bear, Shameless, and
Oh,
the one dude.
I'm not sure what his name is, to be honest.
Hold on.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what his name is, but I know who you're talking about.
The Bear.
Yeah, I thought when you brought up Iron Claw, I thought you were referring to that. Oh wait, yeah, he is in that movie.
Jeremy
Isn't
Allen White. Yeah, he's one of the brothers.
he? That's what I thought.
So Jeremy Allen White. That he just seems like a really cool actor. I've enjoyed the little bit I have seen of him.
He is pretty good.
But and I didn't know John Bernthal.
Bernthal, yeah,
He
he's in it briefly,
Really?
but-
I see him there in the actors.
or at least in season 1, he seemed to be showing up pretty sparingly. So, but I didn't know there was 3 seasons of this show. Like I was like, oh, I thought it was recently. I thought it just came out, and I was like, oh no, we're on season 3. I was like, oh, all right.
I say they're about to release a
I
new
think they
season of
started
that, I
to.
believe.
Yeah, pretty nice because I think they got 28 episodes on Hulu, unless they're releasing it somewhere else on day one. But it's been pretty good.
Maybe they're not then. I am seeing right here that Netflix is making a Terminator Zero anime.
Huh.
Looks pretty neat. Couldn't tell you much about it.
Let's hope that it's not a classic Netflix fall on your face and then never see anything else from it again, or it's a fall on your face and then they're going to keep pumping money into it and then canceling good shows.
The trailer looks good, and it's set. It's by this description, it's set on the date that Skynet launched all the nukes and Judgment Day. So back in 1997.
It's been so long since I've kept up with that universe.
Yeah, it's been a while for me as well.
In the animated series, we'll be introduced to a slew of new characters, including one Malcolm Lee, who apparently is a scientist working to launch an AI to rival Skynet's impending attack on humanity. The series will jump from 2022 to 1997.
I can't wait to see that crash and burn. Let's create another AI to fight the other AI that went rogue.
It looks good.
Correct.
Trailer does, at least.
Hope it is.
Yeah,
I don't want things to be bad.
Well,
what I want.
For all the
all I
negativity
want.
that spews out of you.
Damn right.
All I want is the next season of Bleach. That's all I want.
Get off your high horse. It's not that good.
Get off your high horse. I'm Coleman. I haven't even finished Naruto yet.
It's not that good.
I agree. It's not that good. Bleach is top tier of the big 3.
One of these days, I am going to hunker down and finally finish it.
You've been saying that for the past year and a half, Coleman.
I know.
Just
I
skip
can't.
the
I'm too far in.
filler.
Too far in. Yes, I am.
No, you're not. It's literally episodes you've already seen. You look on the fucking Naruto website that says, here's what's filler, here's what's not. You skip all the episodes that are filler, you watch the war arc, and you go home.
I'm this far in with watching. I've watched.
You literally can. You're gonna watch 200 more episodes of filler.
I just
literally when you're doing so, just have it on in the background. The only way I got through it was having it on in the background, and I was watching I was doing homework for college. That's how I got through it. I just had my phone sitting on the counter, and I was literally doing anything else. And then if something interesting seemed like it was going on, I turned to look, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool. I'm back.
Can't do it.
You can. I believe in you.
You also got to rewatch JJK.
Yes, I do. Eventually, and it'd be fucking great if they would just release the new season of One Punch Man. Like, come on, just release it, finish it, so we can be done with it, end the story.
Is this?
They're not done with it. The manga's
Okay.
still going.
Damn it, I thought they were done. I thought the
No.
manga was done.
They're not done.
Oh, they're gonna keep going. It's gonna be one of those anime that like it gets exponentially longer than like the last time it released. Like when was the last season? It was like 2020, right? And like I feel like the first season was like 2018 or 2019 something,
That's
and it's
very
just gotten longer and longer each time.
All right, so I know I'm bouncing around, and I apologize, but I've got a list here, and it's making me very mad. So it's by Screen Rant, and it's 12 most overrated movies that everyone pretends to love, and I'd like you to tell me if you think this movie's overrated. Fight Club.
It's been a while since I've watched it.
I don't
Like
think
it's okay,
overrated.
but it's not maybe as great as they said.
I agree with that. I mean, it was an alright movie. It wasn't like something that was like, oh my god, I watched this movie and it's changed my life. Like it wasn't anything like that.
Sure. The
For
next
me.
movie they got is the Notebook. I didn't hate the Notebook. Before you jump on, I didn't hate it. Not one of my favorite movies, but I didn't hate it.
I thought it was
All
a
in
good
all, it was
movie.
okay. And fucking Ryan,
Overrated, yes.
I
Good
don't
movie.
know. It's hard to
also
overrate
yes.
Ryan Gosling. He's fucking cool. Especially recently.
Yeah, but like everyone's like, this is the best movie. This is the best romance movie ever. I'm like, it's solid. I like
Watch
it.
it.
It's a good movie.
Love
I won't say it's
Lucy.
the best.
That's a good one. That's a good romance.
I
Jaws.
love
Original Jaws.
Is it so? Is it like? So is this list like? Is it like on the list for like overrated or?
Yeah, it's on the list
underrated?
to be overrated. Like these movies were overrated for the time they came out.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna say like right now it seems like. I mean, looking back with hindsight, Jaws is definitely overrated. I mean, it looks like shit now, but like I feel like back when it came out, like it was pretty popular, and like everybody was going crazy about it. So I don't know if like I don't know. I think now overrated. Maybe during the time, probably not. But
Oh, maybe. Here's a movie. I don't know if I've actually ever heard of this movie called Chinatown. Anybody? Anybody?
Never
I don't
heard
think
of it.
so.
I haven't heard of it.
I'm sure if I saw the cast, I might recognize it.
This
But
one, this one fucking gets my goat, and for this I will never forgive Screen Rant. Forrest Gump. I don't understand. Like I'm reading their description. It's like, oh well, we just don't see why Forrest Gump was taken over the Shawshank Redemption, Pulp Fiction. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong.
Facts.
1994. Those three movies are top tier movies. I don't care.
Mhm.
Forrest Gump is not overrated. Should it have beat the other two? I don't know. Maybe not.
No. No.
Yeah.
I definitely don't think it's overrated.
Shawshank is one of the best
I get
fucking
it. It
movies
is
of
a
all
really
time.
good movie.
I will die on this hill. It's so good, and like I can watch Shawshank every day of my life
even,
and
like-
never get old of it because it just tells such a good story. But Forrest Gump does get a little like after he gets out of Vietnam, it just gets kind of burned
It's a
out
long
after a
movie,
while.
so I get that to an extent. But I look at Forrest Gump and it's like, I mean, it touches base on fucking every genre of movies that you really could outside of animation. You know, I mean, it's got your romance, it's got your action, it's got your sports, it's got your drama, it's got this, it's got that. It's like it just touches on so many fucking subjects, and it does it so well.
Well, I think the thing that makes it really good for me is like all the different historical events and like people that they happen to touch upon. Like, it's like, oh man, Elvis got the inspiration for one of his hit songs from Forrest Gump, just sitting there doing the dance with his leg braces or whatever. But
Right.
then you just see all these big moments happening. I think that's really cool, like that aspect of it. I definitely don't think it's an overrated movie. Like, I agree with what you guys are saying. Like, Pulp Fiction, phenomenal movie. Like that movie is 10 out of 10 for me. I also really like The Shawshank Redemption. That's really good too. But I think 1994, or you said 94, right? Or
Yeah,
was
yeah.
it? Okay, I would say that like that year was just insane for the movies that came out.
It's just it's just so hard. it's hard to beat Forrest Gump, and those two movies are movies that can do it. So why that movie is on the list, I don't understand. But next one we got is The Shining. The old Jack Nicholson.
It's been so long.
I think it's
Don't
overrated.
do.
I heard that they were supposed to make a sequel, or Jack Nicholson's in talks to making a sequel. Now, will that happen? I don't know.
We get told they're gonna
Probably
make sequels
not.
all the fucking time, and
Well,
how many
right.
times do they actually happen?
Every movie gets a sequel eventually. Speaking of sequels, Avatar, the original Avatar movie.
Oh, yeah, that was overrated as fuck. It did not need to take that long for that movie to come out.
Well,
it looked
talking
visually cool.
The first one, not the second one.
Oh, I thought you said the sequel to it.
Yeah, disregard that. But no, just the first one.
Like, I thought it's an all right movie. I mean, I think it's overrated because, like, I think during the time, like, I guess that kind of contradicts my argument from earlier. But like when it came out, it was something like, oh my god, this is like visually aesthetic, everything, wow, cool. Like, but at the same time, I think the story is kind of iffy, and I think
That's-
everybody kind of hopped on that bandwagon.
That's what they're saying here in the article. It's like the effects and whatnot are revolutionary, pushing the boundaries of what could be done on screen, but unfortunately, what's happening on the page isn't anywhere near as innovative. Which, I mean, I get it, but I don't feel like that makes a movie overrated. I think
Right.
when you're the highest grossing movie of all time, I feel like you're not overrated.
Well, they're not anymore. Endgame beat them.
Did Endgame finally end up beating them? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think they did. I
More overrated movies that should be on that list.
Okay, you're just a
Mm-mm.
fucking.
You're
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Skippy.
No. Those
Don't
movies were
worry,
so
Skippy. You'll be able to
mid.
get Nixon
No.
later on this list.
Well, I agree that I think I'm still gonna put Infinity War over Endgame. Endgame was still a phenomenal movie.
Yeah. Infinity War was definitely better. I did appreciate the Endgame with all the cameos and stuff. But that feeling I don't think we'll ever see that feeling again. Like going to a movie theater and like feeling that hype from like just like even the hype going into Infinity War, you're like, oh my god. But then like after that and like Endgame's happening, like before going into that movie, you were just the energy there was crazy.
You
Well,
could, as soon as Captain America said "Avengers Assemble," like it was. I know that was at the end of the movie, but it was still great.
it was fantastic. When he fucking picked up the hammer, it was fucking great. That was probably my favorite fucking part of the whole movie. Spoiler alert for those of you who haven't seen it.
Came out
Okay.
in
In like 5
2019.
years.
I'm just trying to protect our young listeners' ears.
My favorite.
You're supposed to spoiler alert before you
Well,
spoil
Harmon
it. You know
can
that, right?
do his magic.
I'm not. It's been out a while. I feel like everyone, even if you've lived under a rock, you knew or at least know what happened.
Under a rock or in a rock?
I knew a guy who lived under a rock once.
Then he took an arrow to the knee.
Then his rock became a turtle.
All right,
Hate
next
all of you.
movie. Next movie, The Greatest Showman. I don't.
Not
think
I
so.
overrated.
really enjoyed that movie.
I would say it's not overrated. I enjoy it.
I'm glad we're on the same page. Like,
Go ahead.
so you do the movie itself is great. You know, fucking Hugh Jackman's fantastic. The supporting cast is really great. Even the musical numbers, like I've got some of them on my playlist. Like the musical numbers are freaking amazing. The only thing I would have to say against this is like you do some research and you realize that well, what was his name? Shoot, Barnum, the main character, whoever Hugh
P.T.
Jackman
Barnum.
plays, P.T. Barnum, yeah, like in real life was a terrible person. Like all these people of disabilities or different, we'll call them, were like slaves to him, and like I'm not sure they got paid. Don't quote me on that, but like I don't think
They did not.
don't-
I don't think that. I mean, their payment was them being allowed to
Right.
one, live with him and get fed.
so like no gripes against the movie. You look into the actual history, it gets kind of sketchy.
We can
Frozen.
say that with a lot of movies.
As
Yeah,
with most
exactly.
movies. Literally all of Disney's catalog, made by Nazis who hate everyone that's not a straight white man. But Walt Disney gets, heralded as a hero because no one remembers what early
Right.
Disney look like,
Frozen is our next.
especially the World War
Did
II.
you guys see the theory that they made
shorts?
Frozen so when you looked up Disney Frozen, you didn't see conspiracies on Walt Disney's like head frozen?
Walt Disney's
Yeah.
head frozen. That's not conspiracy. That's true. You know his head's frozen
Allegedly.
somewhere. It's just like a slushy now.
I wish you didn't put that thought in my head.
Hey.
Remember the next time you go to Circle K and get a slushy, you're like, "Oh, red." And you're like, "Oh,
God damn it, it's in
Oh.
my head now.
Oh, that's
No!
well. While we're on this topic, what about the Silence of the Lambs? How do we feel about this one?
Rub the lotion on my skin.
I can see how that's a little overrated."
Oh man.
Good movie once again, but I can see how it's been like, "Oh, this is a great movie" from 20-year-olds that never seen the movie. Now I say that as a 20-year-old who has seen the movie, so no one in the comments come at me like that. But I feel like some of these movies are. They were rated perfectly fine when they came out. Everyone liked them, but as they got older, people were like, "Oh, look at this movie that came out 20 years ago. We could never get this again."
Wait back to
And that's how we end up with 5 Halloweens, and most of them are bad. It's like, "Oh, this is a great idea. Look how good this movie was."
Star Wars Episode 6: Return of the Jedi.
No. Not
No.
overrated.
What's their gripe?
Okay, so I'm gonna say
Hold on. It's the last thing they say on this is it's a disappointing conclusion to an amazing trilogy.
like
Dog.
see, Return of the Jedi is not my favorite. Like I think the favorite of the trilogy, I think it's my least favorite. Like I think Empire Strikes Back is my favorite. Like that is top tier for me. Like I just love that episode so much. Like you know what? I'll take that back. I'll say Return of the Jedi and A New Hope are kind of neck and neck for me. But like I do appreciate in Return of the Jedi with the whole like Luke finally goes to he goes to Death Star 2.0 and I mean we get to see the Vader redemption arc and that kind of thing. But I think that Empire Strikes Back is definitely the strongest movie of that trilogy.
I feel like Return of the Jedi gets a lot of hate because of the Ewoks.
That's true.
I don't see it though. I don't see the hate for the Ewoks. I really don't.
I mean, they're kind of annoying. They're like, bear versions of Jar Jar.
No.
I mean, to be fair, that was the first time, like, oh my god, we're gonna make quirky little side characters other than like the band and just general background characters.
Right.
So, I mean, they did okay. It's just the fact that they followed that up that it was Jar Jar Binks and his entire species of
You
just
don't
annoying
understand the power
Gungans.
of the
things.
Gungans.
Yeah. And then they were like, "This is a great idea. We gotta do it again." So 20 years after they just let the franchise die, they're like, Episode 7, boom, we have these little fucking birds and these fucking blue cows. This is a great idea. I'm like, "Dog,
And don't
please stop."
even bring up when fucking Luke made eye contact with the fucking thing when he's just sitting there drinking the blue milk. Like what the fuck? And the thing snorted back at him. Like bruh.
All right, finish the list. Avengers: Infinity War is the last one on them.
No, not overrated.
No.
It might be bigger and bolder, but Infinity War still falls victim to the excessive quipping and lack of real emotional stakes that often bring the MCU.
Bruh.
Emotional stakes? Did they not watch the movie?
Hold on. It's a movie that's adored simply for what it is, not what it actually does. And yeah.
Literally the opening scene is Thor watching Loki get fucking mutilated in front of him and Heimdall getting mutilated. Literally all of the Asgardians getting murdered in front of him. Yeah. It's like I feel like these critics they put together they put like Infinity War and Endgame on here because by themselves.
Hold on, Endgame's not on here. You guys brought that up yourselves.
Oh well, regardless, I feel like they put Infinity War at the front because by itself as a standalone movie, yeah, you could watch it, but you're not really emotionally invested because you haven't seen the movies leading up to it. Which I guess I can get that point of view, but it's a superhero movie, so I feel like they need to take that into consideration when looking at it.
I get that.
Or they don't, because Screw you.
Not all of us are butthurt about fucking Marvel.
Not
You're
butthurt, just
butthurt.
disappointed.
Prime Marvel up until Endgame is just DC can still not. They still can't figure it out. Like, I will say, it looks like Marvel. I mean, bar a couple of like decent shows and maybe the occasional good movie here and there, they have started falling off from there. But like DC, once again, I mean, they have like a decent movie or TV show here and there, but then they just can't bring it together.
I agree.
Yeah, I get that.
Oh, my head hurts.
You're fine because you talk.
Well,
Too much.
Too much yapping.
Too much yapping. I'm filling out this job application.
Jarrett finally
About
gets
time.
a job. Title of the podcast.
Oh, Jared finally gets a job. Even though you've been working and doing school for the past 5 years, you know.
You know, I think with Jarrett filling out a job application is going to be the last thing we talk about because I think we're going to wrap up the episode.
We got a long episode today.
Yeah, it's a bit longer today.
38,
Bit
39
longer today.
minutes. If we
That's
keep
okay.
talking, we can drag it out to 40.
They're like 39 minutes longer than Coleman usually lasts.
No, we don't need to go any longer. This has been episode 25. I'm Harmon. I'm alongside these three idiots. Well, with Cole, Skippy, and Jarrett. This is episode 25 of the Split Screen Experience. See you next week, everyone.